Hello, this is Arlene Arnold, and I'm here with the energy focus for June. And this will be a very simple recap of some very interesting energies that are available during June. And I am the founder of Transformational Tools, and you can find us at transformationaltools.com. So, the first thing that we want to do is to take a look at what our theme is for the month of June. And this is what it is: rejuvenate your inner resolve as you prepare for a sea change. Now, this is very interesting because we are in a time where it would be very interesting to have some things change. And what the information is that's coming through is that we need to be preparing for that sea change, which will come after the summer solstice on the 20th. And so we want to be in that time of preparing for that. And so one of the ways you can prepare for it is to rejuvenate your inner resolve. And what we do is we use the card decks that I created, and one of them I created with Lorinda Eileen, who was the artist. And we take the information from there and apply it to the month. So the very first thing that we're going to do here is to look at the card from the luminaries, which is called Dolphin Song. And Dolphin Song is here to rejuvenate our inner resolve. And that is a huge part of what it is about. It really talks about how dolphin energy is in the sea, but it's always in the cosmos as well. And it has many ways of helping us so that we can rejuvenate when things are very difficult. And we've been through some difficult and very sometimes disturbing energies during this time. So this particular luminary is very important to what happens in this process of getting ready for a sea change. And in case you don't know what a sea change is, it's like being on a boat and the tides that are underneath the water are changing. And oftentimes what will happen first is they will go very quiet and calm. And then you'll find that they are going in a different direction. So this is a way of us shifting direction. And then the other piece to this is that we are using the color cards as something that I created. And the card that I picked for this month is black, and it's the strength in black. In other words, the colors can be something that's a strength that you either haven't owned up to or something that you are in the process of creating, or it can be a lesson where you're still caught in old ways of thinking or old energy. Well, this is the strength in black, which makes a huge difference for us because it gives us a lot to work with as we are moving into this sea change. So let's look at this. One of the things that I learned about black as I was working with it is that it contains all the colors of the pigments. Its power comes from containment of these colors. In other words, it brings all these colors together in a way where they're present, and yet you don't see the individual colors. And it is rich and full and focused and beautiful. So we are working with those strengths during this month. Now, what I did was to pick out some very specific lines in the different strengths because there are quite a few different paragraphs of strengths. But I wanted to kind of boil it down so that we could look at it carefully. So the first one for this strength in black that's for this month is willingness to learn and experience transformation. even when we go through things that are difficult, because often that which is a lesson, as we move through it, we create it into a strength. So willingness to learn as we're preparing for this sea change, be open to learning something new. And often that means looking at something from a different perspective. And then there's being willing to experience transformation. We continue to expand and grow and become. So we want to be open to that, especially as we're preparing for this sea change. Then the next strength is you may find that your shadow side is a strength in disguise. So, just as an example, and you probably have a lot of your own examples, but when I was young, because I'm an Aries, I tend to have a lot of energy, and that energy could be kind of a pushing energy, and be pretty difficult sometimes for people. Well, over time, I learned how to bring that into a place that wasn't pushing, but that is the energy was present. And that became a strength, even though early on it felt like it was a lesson that I had to learn. So this is what may be happening to you during this time. You may find that there is a shadow side to you, which just means that there's something you're here to learn. There's something that you're going to develop from. It's something that you're going to expand into something more. But at the time, it may seem that it's not your best attribute. But you may find that that actually becomes one of your greatest strengths. So take a look at that this month. So then the other part of this is Black helps you to have determination and focused direction. Now that is a masculine trait. And so again, the masculine can't get out of control. What we have to do is use it in conjunction with the feminine energy. And how that works with determination and focused direction is that you start first in your inner world where your feminine energy is. And then you take that into the outer world. But first, it has to be coming from your soul energy, your place where you really know who you are and you're comfortable with that. And then you can bring it out and be determined, be focused. And that becomes an inner power, a power that is coming from your soul, but you're taking it into the outside world. And then finally, because you're open to all possibilities, which is what you find in Black, because Black is all of the colors together. So there are many possibilities in Black. And because you are open to that, you seem to make things happen even as against great odds. So once again, this needs to come from your inner self, the part of you that you know who you are, and you know that you're here for a certain reason. Well, then you move into the possibilities of why you're here, and then you begin to work with this wonderful strength in Black that says you can make things happen, even if there's a lot of things against you. So think about this during the month of June. And then when we get in around the 20th of the month, start looking at whether you feel that some kind of energy is changing, because that is the sea change that I was given as part of the process for June. So I hope this helps you a bit just to focus on what the June is about and what the energies are here. The more we know about that, the more we can work with the energies, not against the energies. So I hope that you will also join us on Fridays at noon Pacific time. And you'll find this in YouTube as well. And that is that we do an energy focus for the week. We review the month, but then we go and do specifically for the week. And for those who come and are there in our live presentation, we do a short reading for them from these two sets of cards. So thank you for coming, and I hope you will come back each month as we go over this kind of information.